Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Kellogg telephone. This wooden wall crank telephone is Ken's from California, and Ken has had other telephones in the shop before. And so this is the initial check out of this telephone, and I kind of want to give you a little look at it here. One thing that we're going to be doing is replacing the receiver capsule cloth cord. It's not very long, and as you can see, it's been shortened up so short that it's not really even usable. And so it was probably just sitting around for looks. And the bells are pretty loose. That might have been from shipping, but it's a really cool telephone, and it's in very good condition. Another thing I want to show you is he has his crank handle. And so the telephone is in very good condition. I want to open it up and give you a look on the inside here. He has his original bell, and then a lot of his original wiring, and then the crank is going to have to be gone through. It's making some noise. But it is ringing the bells at this time. So what we're going to do here is take the crank out. Also, a circuit has to be created so that when we crank the telephone, it doesn't, to ring the bells, it does not backfeed a voltage into the telephone line. And so we also want the telephone to ring when he gets a call. And another thing that we're going to be doing is down in the battery compartment, we're going to be installing a keypad. So we're going to have a keypad so he can dial out. And we're also going to have a newer style microphone in the transmitter and a newer style receiver. So Ken can literally talk on this telephone just like a modern day telephone and hold conversations with quality receive and transmit. So to kind of give you a look at everything here. The telephone is in very good condition, and Ken's got some really cool older equipment, and it's nice to see these old telephones come in this condition and then get them into a working situation again so that they can be used instead of just looked at. So it's a nice example of a Kellogg wooden wall telephone. We're going to take a short break, and we'll try to get some more video in of working on this telephone and doing the conversion. We also want to install a modular port so that Ken can simply bring a line cord in through the hole that is already existing inside the telephone and plug it right into a modular port. And then he can put any length cord or color line cord that he wants on it. So we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're finished up now and we can do the final checks on this telephone. We've done everything that we've needed to do to repair this telephone and add a keypad so that Ken can simply dial out and use this telephone every day like a normal telephone, and with the quality receive and transmit that he'll need to do that. The first thing I want to show you is on the hook switch that holds the receiver capsule, the rivet was missing, so we repaired that and secured it. But another thing is you want to hang this receiver capsule upside down, because you do not want to bend on this bracket. It's not the type that would hold this receiver capsule. It's just too wide, and this receiver capsule probably was replaced through the years, and it's not uncommon to hang them upside down because you don't want it to fall through. Another thing that we did was we replaced the cloth-on-cloth receiver cord, and so that's been taken care of. We went through the magneto and the crank so that your bells will ring, but yet when you crank the telephone by the magneto, it does not backfeed any voltage into the telephone line, and we're going to kind of show you that here in a second. Another thing that we did was we added a newer style mic element into the transmitter so he'll have quality transmit, and the same thing with the receiver. So now let's do this. Let's go ahead and crank the telephone. And so now what I'll do is I'll plug it into the analyzer, and I'm going to go ahead and ring the phone, but I'm going to take the crank and just move it a little bit, and that will cut off the telephone line. Let that go 2 times. See, I can disable the telephone line. Let go of it. And then we'll go ahead and answer the telephone. Give you some dial tone. I'm going to set the receiver down, but I'm going to unplug the telephone line from the analyzer. So basically what that means is we won't be backfeeding any voltage into the telephone line when you crank this telephone, because when you go to crank it, it actually breaks the telephone line away from your crank, and so there won't be any problems there. Also want to show you the wiring here in the bell. So everything has been wired the way we needed to wire it. Also want to show you that all Ken has to do is basically bring his line cord in, any length, color, style, whatever, and then we have a modular port installed up here, and he can simply just plug into it, and he's back in business and on the telephone. Another thing that we did was, on this crank, they had this plate painted black, and so what I wanted to bring out, because there's writing on it, it says Chicago Telephone Supply Company, Elkhart, Indiana, USA, and so I wanted to bring that back so he had some color to it. This kind of shows you a little bit of the inside of the telephone. Another thing that we did was Ken wanted a keypad installed in this telephone, so that's what we did, and we're going to show you that and check that out right now. I'm going to go ahead and plug the analyzer in, and what we can do here is I'm going to give you some dial tone, but what I want to do is turn it up. And now I'll turn it down. What's neat about this keypad is it has a volume control for your receive. It also has a mute. I'm going to unplug the line for a second. It also has a mute, so when you're talking and you want to mute the telephone, all you have to do is push it, and then when you're done, push it one more time. We also have a redial here, last number redial, and then we have a flash button up here that you can simply hang up if you're dialing and you want dial tone again. You can hit the flash. There is another button here that's been disabled because we're using the hook switch to turn that keypad on now. So what we can do is go ahead and plug it back in, and we'll dial some numbers here with it real quick. Use some dial tone. I'm going to end in a 2. And now what I want to do is I want to hit flash and redial. Now I want to tap on the transmitter, and if you see this red light here while I'm doing that, I can simply hit the mute button and you'll no longer see any kind of a transmit going on until I undo it. So now what we can do is plug it into a regular telephone line. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it up. We can set the video down. Because we're going to have plenty of receive. And I'm going to dial time and temp.
Good evening. Today is Monday, April 23rd. The time is 7:32. Current temperature 65 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast. Mostly clear tonight, lows in the low 40s. Partly cloudy and warmer on Tuesday, a high in the low 70s.
Okay, we can hit flash. That's my number, and it's going to be busy. We can hit flash. I'll call one other number, but we don't need anything from there.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
I'm pretty far back away from the phone, but let's see if they can hear me.
Thanks for calling available Walmart. How may I help you?
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Is it raining up there?
No, it's not raining.
It is too. It's raining money. Can I have the place where you make the donuts?
Yes. Hold on for a moment. Let me transfer you, okay?
Thank you.
Walmart Bakery.
How late are you guys open?
Actually, we close at 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay. You got any leftover donuts?
The ones that were in the case? No. The ones that are in the boxes, we do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be up to grab some.
Okay.
You have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye now. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hang up with a hook switch. So, we know that the telephone is in working condition, and I think Ken's going to have plenty of volume control now with his keypad. He can turn it up or down, and it will suit him. Now, I know the video probably didn't show it, but I was at least 2.5 feet away from the telephone when I was talking to these ladies. So I'm sure that within a good 10-inch to 12-inch or so away from the telephone, I don't think anyone will have a problem hearing him. And you can even get closer than that if you wanted to. But it's just a really cool Kellogg wooden wall telephone. It's in very good condition, and Ken's got a really nice keeper here. So this kind of wraps up the checkout video, and I'll go ahead and hang up the receiver, and I want to put it back into the analyzer, and I'll go ahead and ring the telephone. I'll let that go a couple times. Give you some dial tone. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.